Head to the Beater Channel in Norton, Massachusetts. 38 degrees at 8 a.m. Good morning, everybody. It's time now for the morning news for this Tuesday, April 21st, 2026 at 7:55 a.m. Good morning, y'all. This lovely Tuesday morning, April 21st, 2026. It's 7:55 a.m. It's 38 degrees in clear skies in North Massachusetts. Here on the nines. Gunmen shoot several tourists at historic pyramids in Mexico's Teotihuacan Pyramid. Middle East crisis highlight likely Iran ceasefire will be extended if no deal reached. Women and child jumped off the roof to escape deadly Louisiana shooting. House Democrats perverted Representative Sheila Chefless McCormick and Bass. Jamie Ding, Jeopardy wins Street Kids 2070, moves up Cash 1 ranking. Iran war accelerates America's breakup of the world. The British government said it will be passing legislation to bar smartphones from school in England amid a broader battle over whether to ban social media. Police seek arrest warrant for time chairman over alleged unfair stock traded. Cosby sets record peak amid hopes of peace talks in tech rally. It's up 169.3 at 6388.47. And then the stocks down at 4.87 at 49.442.56. S&P 500 60.92 at 7109.14 at Nasdaq at 644.09 at 24.439. Iran demands U.S. release sea ship to defend itself. The State Department has imposed visa restrictions on 75 people with close ties as Senator Cartel as the Trump administration tested its aggressive anti-drug smuggling crackdown. Representative Nancy Mace files bill to expel Representative Gray Mills from Congress. Senator Mark Warner, and that's Monday that his daughter Madison Warner died after decades of health issues. She was 36 and Southwest Jets take invasive accident. Avoid mid-air crash over Nashville. King Philip Regional Middle School is getting a new assistant principal. Almost 300 bags of trash in Attleboro, which included everything from tires, car parts, and scaffolding down to the President Nick Buttle says. Volunteers gather hundreds of pounds of trash in Attleboro cleanup over the weekend. In Taunton should Hopewell School permanently be converted in an affordable. That Mulebiff, Senior Kyle Smith earned state honor. And Braintree developer wanted to shift residential. And now look at the sports scene at 7:58. In NBA action, Cleveland Cavaliers won 15, Toronto Raptors 105. They have a 2-0 series lead. And Atlanta Hawks 107, New York Knicks 106, series time, 1 game apiece. And Minnesota Timberwolves 118. The Nuggets 114, series time, 1 game apiece. NHL action, Philadelphia Flyers 3, Pittsburgh Penguins nothing. Final double overtime. It's got Hurricanes 3, Ottawa Senators 2. It's a final double overtime. And Dallas Stars 4, Minnesota Wild 2. Edmonton Oilers 4, Anaheim Ducks 3. Major League Baseball action. Red Sox 8, Detroit Tigers 6, Houston Astros 9. Cleveland Guardians 2, Cincinnati Reds 6. Tampa Bay Rays 1. It's Miami Marlins 5, St. Louis Cardinals 3. It's Atlanta Braves 9, Washington Nationals 4, Baltimore Orioles 7, Kansas City Royals 5 and 12 innings. It's the Chicago Cubs 5, Philadelphia Flyers 1. LA Dodgers 12, Colorado Rockies 3, Toronto Blue Jays 5, Angels 2, and Athletics 6, Seattle 4. McCollum plays MSG villain in the Hawks tie series. Corbett carries 10% player of the year snubs into a joking matchup and a win. Mountain Eclipse came to double overtime after goal overturn. PGA Tour boots both wire events from 2027 schedule. MLB rule in place for Otani Bazaar, going to cancel and Yukon's ball with to miss all next season. Tonight, Sox taking on the Yankees at 6:45 p.m. at Fenway Park, and Bruins will look at the tie of the series with the Buffalo Sabres one game between Cincinnati and Buffalo, and the Celtics looking to go up 2-0 with the 76ers in their game tonight in the Garden. Pair children's time is 8 a.m. Time now for Travel Watch, baby! MBTA rely on National Bridge delays about 10 minutes to disable trade. The National Trade Base stand by at stations. Formula 9 train 1905, 6:45 p.m. from substations operating 35 minutes back between Braintree and Fall River due to a mechanical issue in train traffic. And on the Providence Stoke Line train, train number 813, 6:30 a.m. from substations operating 15 minutes behind schedule between Atterbury and Wickford Junction. Southbound side. It's backed up for Route 185 at the Providence stretch. 95 northbound backed up before Route 185 at the Providence stretch. The Fairbanks Avenue curb. 185 westbound the between Seacock to the Washington Bridge. Providence 185. It's backed up between 95 Washington Bridge. And the East Bay Bridge is Jamestown Bridge on the westbound side. A little bit slow. 495 northbound side. It's backed up between Main Street and Hopkins and the Mass Pike in Westport. 95. A little bit slow around South Main Street and Shredder. The difference getting around from the Boston Street and all the way down to Route 128, Canton, 24, it's backed up from Route 123, Buckton, 128 at the northbound side. It's backed up between the Breakthrough Split all the way down to Route 9 and Wellesley, little stop and go action, South Expressway. It's backed up between the Breakthrough Split all the way down to Dorchester on the northbound side, southbound side is back to the Dorchester gas tanks. Pike westbound side, slope between lower but down to South Boston. Pike eastbound is back between Danic all the way down to the Prue Tunnel. Route 93 southbound side is backed up on 485. You head over switch and then 93 south on the back street, Winchester over there, downtown. Boston Route 1 is back to Revere down to Charleston, Summertown, Slow Council, good Pike West Boston, also between Lower down to South Boston. 1 train at the north side, back between BB Stretch, and 1 train south on the back between Linfield Road and Lexington, and Route 3 south on the back road, the Milwaukee Stretch to hit Westman and Burlington Stretch. 495 south on the back between Edward down to 93 in Redden. 495 north on the back with the Littleton Stretch, and 29 eastbound sides at the back between Route 146 and Route 9 in Worcester, and 84 eastbound slope between Newport and Hartford, Connecticut. 91 south back between Windsor and Hartford, Connecticut. And 84 westbound slope between Waterbury and Denver, Connecticut. And Burnt Parkway back between Bridgeport and Sanford. And 95 southbound back between New going down to stop Connecticut. And every turn back, it's backed up on the Manchester area. And now, look at the weather scene at 8:03. The risk of fire weather concerns Thursday now looks limited, but it's cloud cover potential for the shots can develop during the daytime hours. Mostly sunny skies. And today gives away the overcast later tonight with scattered rain showers Wednesday as low pressure passes through our south and west. So moving upper level low over the Atlantic Canada maintains color and settled conditions Thursday throughout the weekend. Better chance of the shots on Thursday before turning dry Friday into the weekend. Mostly sunny and dry today gives way to overcast later tonight with scattered rain showers Wednesday as low pressure passes through our south and west and mid-level flow. Pattern begins to briefly de-amplify that front with some pesky cloud cover across the Cape Downs, moves across shore early this morning. They expected a mostly sunny rest of the day today with a good mix of the allowance for the 2 points of the inclement into the single digit of lower teens into the interior. And RH just fallen around 20%. And sea breezes develop due to coastal which will keep temperatures cool into the 40s, but to the beach. Into the lower mid 50s, wait for the coastal coming out of the chilly overnight as cloud cover then increases tonight. From west east and the low altitude show wait for the fast northwest flow, makes the associated weak low pressure and warm frontal boundary into the southern New England. Looks to be a decent period of ice over there, set which can be allowed for warm frontal precipitation to break out. As soon as Wednesday, pre-dawn hours in the interior western New England, and earlier arrival of precipitation would open up the door for light rain. Showers mixed with the wet snowflakes found that neither wet bulbin effects with perhaps some quiddens on non-paved surface and leads with rather great dreary Wednesday with appearance of rain showers and the smallest southwest winds. Despite modest warmer convection temperatures on Wednesday, constructively get out of 40 with the reduced distillation and similar precipitation loss from wet moment and leading cold temperatures. OPF amounts on the light side of more nuisance than anything significantly impactful. Cloud coverage should bring it to decrease somewhat Wednesday night, but considerable cloudiness could lead you for eastern Massachusetts and Island. So moving upper level over to Canada will be maintained clear and settled conditions Thursday and for the weekend. Better chances for showers on Thursday before turning dry for Friday to the weekend. And Chris and Buckley mid level. Pattern downstream of us in the North Atlantic that allows for the trail currently moving offshore to develop into the broad close circulation near the Canadian Maritimes and western extent of this. Anticipated close low seems to be positive drive our weather pattern for the later weekend into the weekend with the cool maritime plural flood governed or whether this will be a period of temperatures when it during the slightly cooler than late April almost. What was previously looking at the potential dry gusty day Thursday now could be featured variable amounts of cloudiness with more east to west western and late Saturday and scattered riddle instability showers. Prog wet bulb. Throughout are extremely low around 3,500 feet, which suggests showers would be coming by a grapple kind of sort of some more bullish on the shell instability. Suggests potential for low top storms with lightning with a small hail and struggles that course just the eastern half 7 New England with a pretty important showing to get software. Someone to consider the later forecast we get into the Wisto skill. NWP forecast residents in western New England probably have to be first chance to mix down lower dew points, but there's hesitant to bring dew points too low to the case of the strong continues because westward. Otherwise, part of the weekend are unsettled with a cool. Talking to airlock with jelly dryer, except this blue sky cover picture of the period with a really driven cumulus sphere, weather clouds with less than them during the evening as a surface. Regional look to build to the west on the weekend. This could bring in moderate sunshine for the eastern coastal areas. This upshot is that the retrograded better time low should disturbance coming out of the northern plains, Great Lakes throughout south and west. So today it's going to call for sets got 31 degrees, a lot of wind coming southwest around 6 mile an hour. And afternoon tonight, mostly clouds going to be 3 degrees, something about 5 to 7 mile an hour from Wednesday midnight May afternoon. Mostly clouds going to 47 to 3 degrees, and it's something about 8 to 10 mile an hour. Chance pages 70% of new spots between the temporary and the possible for Thursday, slight shot between 2 and 3 p.m. Practice sets got 58 low 38 degrees. It's coming in northwest around 5 to 9 mile an hour in the morning. Just patient 20% for Friday. Sets got 57 low 35 degrees and north about 5 to 7 miles per hour for Saturday. Most of the sets got 57 low 37 degrees. Coming in east around 5 to 7 miles per hour in the afternoon. Sunday, Practice sets got 58 low 37 degrees and north about 3 to 7 miles per hour. And for Monday, Practice sets got 60 degrees. Northeast around 5 to 8 miles an hour. Right now, it's 36 degrees. Sets guys. That's going to be it for a water report for this April 21st, 26th, and Tuesday. Pierre J. Wiggs, have a good one. Stay safe, be part meal, be well. Have a good day, and good morning. That's right.